Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wrestling Experience. My name is Earl Cole, ladies and gentlemen, and tonight is Thursday night, and that can only mean one thing. It's time for Dynamite Review. We also have the state of the AEW address. We have some wrestling stories to get to, and we're going to do it all here tonight on the Wrestling Experience. You've landed on the mothership and welcome to Planet Experience. It's Thursday night, and that can only mean one thing, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the experience. It's time for the wrestling experience.
Now with the hottest show in the universe, the Wrestling Experience, with your host, Earl Cole.
Acknowledge me.
Coming at you with all the dope shit, freshest WWE content, and also the AEW. You are now watching The Experience, the Wrestling Experience. Now with your host, Earl Cole.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wrestling Experience here on the Hardcore Sports Network. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wrestling Experience. Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Hardcore Sports Network. And Earl and Sarah proudly presents you the Wrestling Experience. It's Thursday night, and we've got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here alone, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no, ladies and gentlemen, no. She was here with me last night, ladies and gentlemen. She's a Hall of Famer. Ladies and gentlemen, she's the apple of everyone's eye here at the Hardcore Sports. She's part of the Queens of the Ring, which you can see every other week, excuse me. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, she's got a friend named Denti. Who's bestie? Who's her bestie, ladies and gentlemen? And she's great. Ladies and gentlemen, she's part of the Angels. Please help me welcome the one and the only Sarah Lane.
Hi, Earl. How are you?
I'm doing well, Sarah. How are you tonight?
Good. I'm doing good.
Excellente. Well, Sarah, tonight we're going to do the AEW address. And I'll tell you this much, Sarah. This afternoon I was putting together all the pieces. And I'll tell you this much later. The AEW needs to improve on a lot of things in 2024. And we're going to discuss that because this year has been a very uphill battle for this company. And let's just start it right off from the back, from Jump Street. Ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, I have addressed this over and over and over and over again. But this is becoming now more rampant. Apparently, people are just keep putting these AEW viral videos on Twitter and other social media platforms to say that Tony Khan doesn't have it when it comes to packing in the audience. Now, here's the problem that I have. Here's the problem that I have, ladies and gentlemen. Why are you all wasting your time with this crap? Why are you all doing this? Why are you wasting your time with this crap? Why do I have to keep talking about this? Why do I have to keep? Well, I'll tell you why I have to keep talking about it. Because now it's becoming serious. Apparently, there are some fans, not a lot of fans, but there are a group of fans that wants to sue Tony Khan. Ladies and gentlemen,
What?
they want to sue Tony Khan, ladies and gentlemen, because they're claiming that Tony Khan is pricing out low ticket fans. Ladies and gentlemen, the poor of the poor. And he's pricing them out on purpose. So now they want to sue Tony Khan. That's problem number one. Problem number two, ladies and gentlemen, is these viral videos. Now, last night, actually, not last week, last night, AEW made their debut in Canada last night, ladies and gentlemen, and Montreal to be exact, ladies and gentlemen. And while they were there, they did two tapings. They did Collision. They taped Collision on Tuesday night. Well, apparently somebody went and did a viral video and says that Tony Khan had nobody in the arena. And they made bird chirping noises. They made bird chirping noises in the video to say that Tony Khan had nobody in the arena. Kenny Omega, they said, wrestled with no audience whatsoever during the taping. Again, like I said before, I'll say it again. These
That's
videos,
just absurd. Like, come
it's just becoming too much.
This crap
Now,
is ridiculous.
yeah, and now, ladies and gentlemen, this has become serious because now there are a group of fans. There are a group of fans that want to sue Tony Khan for pricing them out of the ticket marketplace.
Well, maybe if you can't afford to buy tickets, you shouldn't be. That's what you shouldn't be spending your money on.
Uh,
You know what I mean?
well, yes, I mean, the people are angry, and they're
For AEW tickets, I'm certainly not going to go sue Tony Khan. Like, oh my God, people are so stupid.
so I know.
It's like you can't afford AEW tickets, but you can afford an attorney.
Right.
Go sue someone.
This is ridiculous. I know. I have to sit
dumb.
here. I'm sorry, but this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. All right. So now we have that problem number 2.
Oh my God.
Problem number 3, they says that the AEW morale backstage is poor due to low attendance, backstage turmoil, and changes in creative and so much more. So here's problem number 3. This past week, Tony Khan fired one of his pro production people, and it was not the best thing to do. Kevin Sullivan, who was part of AEW's creative team, was let go. And I don't know if that was a smart thing to do, but a lot of people were upset with Tony Khan at that. All right, so
you can't judge Tony Khan for making that decision because maybe there's stuff going on that all these people that are upset, they don't know about.
Right. Then we have Matt and Jeff Hardy. Matt and Jeff Hardy has publicly aired their frustrations with lack of direction for their characters to Tony Khan, but they have done it on Twitter. So that's problem number 5.
That's crazy.
And then of course here's some positive news, if you want to call it that. Edge stated that Christian has made the TNT Championship more prestigious than the AEW Championship.
I believe that.
All right. And then Chris Jericho stated publicly that everyone in AEW should work for Vince McMahon for 6 months. He also stated that there needs to be consequences when you don't listen to the boss. We can all agree with that. Okay. And Swerve and Hangman did the blood drinking spot, which most people in wrestling, which most fans says that it was a ridiculous spot. So the fans that saw the Texas tornado match, and the spot that they're talking about was when Hangman drank Swerve Strickland's blood. Some of the fans were turned off.
You can't please everybody. Like, my God.
They found
all these people sound like whiny entitled little brats.
Yeah, and they found the spot ridiculous. And they said that they will no longer watch AEW wrestling.
Bye.
Okay. So that is
Like,
problem number 5.
sounds like a
Like,
you problem.
Um,
I mean,
Sarah, what do you make of all of this?
well, I think a lot of it is just kind of ridiculous. I mean, the one that's sticking out in my mind right now is the Matt and Jeff Hardy thing. I'm sorry. If you have a problem with the direction your creative is going in, or the fact you're not getting the creative that you like, or you're not getting any creative, don't air your grievances on social media. You're just going to look like a dummy. You're going to look
Y-
like a whiner. It's like, go and say something to somebody.
I mean, I agree with your assessment because here's the problem that I have. Why is this happening? Why is this happening with these AEW wrestlers? First, it started with Big Swole, and then it started all the way down. Then it started all the way down with everyone on this Twitter. Why do you need to do that? Why can you just have a private meeting with Tony Khan? Why do you need to do that? Why is that necessary? Why is that necessary? Because when you do that, you make the situation 10 times worse.
Oh, for sure.
You're making it 10 times worse for yourself.
And making yourself look incompetent.
Right. And here's the problem that I have. Why can't you just say to Tony Khan, go up to him and say, can we have a private meeting?
Yeah.
Why you can't do that? Why do you need Twitter? Why do you need Instagram? Why do you need Facebook? Why do you need that to bash him?
Well, and I think part of the problem with a lot of this stuff is, again, they see him as their friend, not their boss. So it seems like he's a people pleaser. He constantly tries to give everybody what they want when they want it, and the minute he doesn't, that's when people start throwing their little hissy fit temper tantrum.
Because I'll tell you this much, Sarah. I don't think that you should air your grievances like that on Twitter. I don't think you
No,
should.
not at
You know,
all.
I don't think that that's the proper thing to do. That's not the proper thing to do. That is not the proper thing to do. That is not the road you should be traveling on. If I worked for AEW and I had an issue, I'm not going to go to X or Instagram or whatever. I'm going to go to the source. I'm going to go to Tony Khan and tell him, look, listen, we got a problem. We have an issue. And that needs to be resolved. That needs to be resolved. And that's a problem that I have with this AEW wrestlers, ladies and gentlemen. That's the problem that I have with this. I think you're barking up the wrong tree. Why are you going to? You shouldn't be going to social media. You shouldn't be going to social media. That's not a proper answer to do. That's not how you air your differences.
Think of it this way: if you have a problem at work, are you going to go and you want results? Are you going to go and bitch and piss and moan and complain about it on social media? Or are you going to actually go and talk to your boss about it and have, I don't know, an adult conversation where you can actually make some headway?
I mean, I just
Like,
don't. I
think
just
about it realistically. It's just
right.
the whole thing is just so stupid.
I mean, it makes no sense. It makes
It
absolutely no
doesn't.
sense. It
not
doesn't
not
make any
a
sense.
bit.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, now to the fans out there who keep posting these videos, I'm gonna tell you this much. You have to have some kind of problem. You have to be some kind of WWE shill or what. But this viral video thing that you keep doing with these videos and this empty arena, it's ridiculous.
It's
It's
so
really
funny.
ridiculous.
It's so stupid. It's like every single week. You and I sit together, Earl, and we watch Dynamite together. We describe what is going on together, or more like you describe what's going on, and I just throw in my witty little comments. But every week we watch Dynamite, and every other week we do Collision. And I'm sorry, but it's like what we see and watching live on television absolutely does not match up with these silly videos and pictures that all these people are posting online. Like it's like I honestly have to wonder if they're getting paid by somebody to do this kind of stuff.
I don't know. I don't know. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's the thing. Here's another thing. When the AEW, ladies and gentlemen, made their debut in Erie, Pennsylvania last week for Collision, it was the lowest attendance in AEW's history. And somebody put that on viral video. Somebody put that on viral video and says that nobody was there. There was only 15 people in the arena. That's baloney. There was not 15 people in the arena. If the arena holds 10,000 people, why would AEW only draw 15 people? I find that to be ridiculous.
It's absurd. I know I keep saying this word, but it's absurd.
That's ridiculous. How could you sit there and tell me that only 15 people? Were you there? Were you
Right,
there?
right.
Were you there? Were you there live?
Like I said, I was born on a night, but I wasn't born last night. Try
I've never
again.
I've never heard of that, but thank you very much for bringing that out. I don't think I'll ever forget that quote.
You
Anyway,
know,
like,
it's like I wasn't born last night, man. Come on now.
where do you all come up with these things? And then
It's just
another
so
thing, it's
crazy.
just ridiculous, and it's becoming redundant because it's
It
it's
is.
it's everybody is jumping on the bandwagon with it. Everyone is jumping on the bandwagon. Oh, they can't sell out. They have no they need to go in small arenas. This and that.
Trying to get
This is
loud online and all this stuff, and it's
and
just
then
like,
and then fans and then there are some fans that are saying that AEW is too expensive and they're pricing the poor out of the arena. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. You sit
maybe
up
for
there.
front row tickets.
Right. Now here's the thing that I don't understand. You say that Tony Khan is driving out the poor and blocking them out from getting tickets, but then you have money to go and want to sue him.
That's, that's why I said before. I'm like, you don't have money for AEW tickets, but you have money for an attorney to
But you
sue a
haven't but you haven't
billionaire.
appointed. Now let me just see if I can visualize this for a second. Let me visualize this for a second. What would you rather do? Would you rather pay a lot of money for an attorney to go to court on a frivolous lawsuit, or would you rather spend that money that you're going to use on the lawyer to go to an AEW show? Hmm. Let me think. Let me think. Hmm.
Right?
Hmm. I'll be with you in 1 second. Just give me a second. I would go to an AEW show.
Right? Well, you yourself have even said, Earl, like, if you have the opportunity, you've told me, if you have the opportunity to go, you don't need to have front row seats. Like, get any kind of seat. There's some. I'm sure there's some seats there that are like $50. So it's like there's no excuse for you to not go.
I mean, this is ridiculous. And now some people are complaining that they're not gonna get priced out of the Sting's last match because Tony Khan's greedy. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, come on now.
And if you say you're too poor that you can't afford AEW tickets, do you really think you should be spending your money on AEW tickets if you're that broke? Give me a break.
And some of them that talk this way, and ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you something. Some of them that talk this way, if you look on their Twitter page, they're at a live WWE event.
See, that's what I mean. I think they're planted there. They're being paid or compensated or something, or they're just so hardcore WWE that they can't imagine there being any competition. But I guarantee you, these are probably the same people that were pissing and moaning before right before AEW came about, that there isn't any competition. It's like
But
you
the
can't
whole
make
thing,
everybody happy.
the
It's
whole
just,
thing, Sarah,
oh,
is the thing is ridiculous. You
it
all are
is.
ridiculous. You all are absolutely ridiculous. You all are ridiculous. Listen, there are times where I can't afford a wrestling ticket. All right, I'll stay home. I'll stay
I can sit
home.
and watch it at home for free.
I can watch it free on cable.
Yeah.
Okay? You
Instead of
know how
spending
many
hundreds of dollars to go to a pay per view, spend $50 on the actual pay per view and watch it
what
at home.
exactly? Let me tell you something, folks. I don't go to wrestling consistently like everybody accuses me of. I don't do it consecutively. I can't. I can't afford it like that. I don't have it like that. But when it's a special occasion, I don't mind going to the event. And I don't care
Yeah,
where I sit. I don't care
yeah.
where I sit. As
You
long
get
as
your
I'm there.
WrestleMania experience.
Right.
You're going for the whole weekend of WrestleMania. I'm sure you don't have front row seats, but the point is that you're there. You're there with the rest of the fans and the experience, the wrestling experience that you're going to have there. You know,
Exactly.
and
And
people, I think they're just bitter because they figure they're not going to be able to go. So, like, if they're, in reference to Sting's last match, I think they're just
well,
ticked off.
listen. Like I said before, I'll say it again, ladies and gentlemen. I go on special occasions.
Yeah,
I'll go and pack a bag, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll do my due diligence to go. Now
yeah,
I'm going to be a part of WrestleMania 40 because WrestleMania only turns 40 once.
exactly.
And this is an opportunity for me that I could not pass up. I only live 2 hours away from Philadelphia, so it only made sense. It only made sense for me to get on the Greyhound and go down to Philly and be a part of the 50 nations that will converge on Philadelphia.
Absolutely.
I know all the bars and restaurants in Philadelphia will be packed because everybody will be gathering their friends and stuff, and they're gonna have a great time, and
They're
they're
going to have
gonna
watch
enjoy the weekend.
parties and
There's
all of
gonna be
that.
watch parties. There's going to be a big celebration going on. There's gonna be a lot of things happening around that Philadelphia and in people's homes.
Yeah.
So I don't want you all to sit there and say, "Oh well, I can't do." Listen. I think you all need to stop with these videos because you look ridiculous, and when you make arguments about it, it's even more ridiculous.
You sound childish and bitter, is what you sound like.
And it's just ridiculous.
It is.
You guys look ridiculous. And now here's the thing with Tony Khan in 2024. This is something I want Tony Khan to do. He needs a live event team. He
Oh,
needs that alive event
definitely.
team. He needs an alive event team desperately.
Yes.
He needs to promote the events more in 2024.
Not
If
just a
you're
post on social media.
no. If you're like where Sarah lives in Wisconsin, if you're going to Wisconsin in 2024, you need to post that in the market. Put that
Mhm.
on TV. Put commercials on TV. Let the people know you're coming.
Put on the radio. People, all kinds of
Yeah,
people listen to the live radio here. Like there's several Milwaukee radio stations that people listen to on their way to and from work. I bet you'd get a ton of people that would hear the commercial just on their commute to work and home from work.
right. Exactly. And if you're coming to the UN Panther Arena there, you need to go into that market
Yeah.
in Milwaukee. If you're going to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, go into that market and drown that market. If the
Of course.
WWE can do it, you can do it.
I think
That's
that's
what,
like super good idea. I mean, and it
yes.
just it makes sense. It makes a ton of
It
sense.
makes ton of sense. And another thing too is I think what you Tony Khan needs to do is look at the pricing that Ticketmaster is offering him and
Yep.
then try to offset the balance. Because I'll tell you this much, when I started watching AEW and I started going to, now I've been to 20 AEW events, okay? I've been to 20 of them. And I'll tell you this much, when I started going to AEW events, it used to be affordable versus what WWE was doing. Now WWE has flipped the script and they're making it affordable and AEW is making it expensive. So I think what Tony Khan needs to do is sit down with the ticket brokers and try to figure out how much can I put down for a dynamite? How much can I put down for a pay-per-view? And figure it out.
Well, yeah,
So
figure it
that
out. You got to figure in the cost, what you need to cover the cost of the event, and then how much do you need to have, how much do you need to make in profit for you to be able to afford to go into that specific market? It's
exactly. And
business
and and
101.
and there also too is another thing Tony Khan needs to do is you need to do a site survey like the WWE does because when they go into certain markets, a lot of people don't know this. When WWE goes into certain markets, ladies and gentlemen, and they do a live event, they look at the ratio of people and what their income is
Yep.
of that town, how much per capita people make. And then they offset that by adjusting the ticket sales accordingly. So that if you can't afford the first tier, you can certainly afford the second tier.
Yep.
So that is something you need to do, Tony Khan, as well. Get in a live event team, get get that market going, get that alive event team, and then you're also going to need a marketing team. Get that marketing team put together along with the live events because they go hand in hand. That's what you need to do. That's how you put butts in seats.
Yep.
That is how you put butts in seats. That is what you do. You drown that. Now look what happened to WrestleMania. WWE went there and they went to 45 different markets. 45 different markets. And they made over $5.7 million on ticket sales and sold over 90,000 seats for WrestleMania. That's unheard of to do that for 2 nights. And you know why they were successful? They had a live event team, they had a marketing team, they went into different markets, they went into the smaller markets, the larger markets, the poorest markets. They went into every single market and drowned it with the campaign. And it was highly successful.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yes. They went to every, including the Philadelphia market. They went to every Pennsylvania little market that they can think of and drowned that market.
Yep. Almost to the point where it's obnoxious.
Yes. And subliminal.
Yep.
So that you will never forget that WrestleMania is coming here. So that is something Tony Khan needs to do. That is something Tony Khan needs to do. That's what he needs to do in 2024 if he wants to be successful. And as far as the wrestlers is concerned, they need to have a private meeting with Tony Khan and not go to social media.
You just can't. I mean, if you want to advertise something on social media, fine, but that can't be your main or only form of marketing and advertising. That's crazy. You've got to have a better plan. I mean, guerrilla marketing works for some things, but wrestling shows, guerrilla marketing, word of mouth, it's not going to work. It's not going to be enough.
And then another thing too is another thing I'm going to address is you fans with this with the hangman spot. Let me tell you something. If you don't like blood and guts, if you don't like blood and guts, ladies and gentlemen, you know what to do, ladies and gentlemen. You got two hands. Take your hand, lift up the clicker, and turn the set off. Very simple. Oh, it was disgusting. It was ridiculous. No, you
I thought it
sound
was
ridiculous.
I thought it was gross too, but it fit the narrative of the match.
It was part of the feud.
Exactly. I thought it was gross. It grossed me out. I was just like looking like through my. You remember, you guys go back and go watch our watch along with of the show, and I was seriously covering my eyes, and I kept like looking through my fingers when that came up. I couldn't believe it,
I mean,
but it was part of the
there was
match.
right there was part of the time place jumping in that match where I had to close my eyes a little bit because I
Yes.
couldn't believe what I was about to call and what I was about to witness and what I was about to experience, which is why I called my show the Wrestling Experience because I couldn't wait to see what was I going to. And ladies and gentlemen, when I experienced that, now I have seen a lot of things in wrestling over the years, and I have been a wrestling fan for a very long time, but I have never seen anything like that. Never have I seen another opponent drink another opponent's blood and spit it in their face.
people people messaging me saying I looked truly horrified when I was
It
watching
did. It
that
did.
match. And I'm like,
Somebody was asking
I
me. They
believe
said,
it.
I mean, somebody came to me on Twitter and they were like, "Earl, did you see what she looked like?" I was like, "Did you see what I look like?" And when I saw it, um, I
I was like,
slept with
that
the.
was kind of horrified. It was pretty nasty, but I was there for it. So whatever.
I mean, we had a
It's
job to
fine.
do. We had a job to
Yes.
do. We had a job to do,
At least it was an
and we.
honest reaction.
It was. Why do you think it's called the watch along and reactions? We were reacting to what we were watching because we couldn't believe what we were watching.
It was crazy. And I thought his
You,
matches with Moxley were crazy and just
I mean,
off the
this
wall.
match was off the wall.
It
But
was.
at the same time, it was entertaining because it
Mhm.
was part of the feud.
Yep. Yep.
And that's what it was designed for. It wasn't designed for
Yeah.
anything else. It was
No.
designed for the feud.
It fit the narrative.
Right.
Totally fit the narrative, fit in well with the story. It was great. Like I said, that was match of the night for me.
I mean, I had no issues with what was happening in the match. Was it macabre? A little bit.
Sure. I could see that.
I could see
Definitely
that.
see that.
I can definitely see that. If you want to use the word macabre, yes, okay, yes, that fit. That
Yep.
fit. That spot fit. Yes, that word does fit, ladies and gentlemen. But to call the thing ridiculous and waste of, it's not ridiculous. You don't get it. See, yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem with wrestling fans. You guys just don't see the forest from the trees. You don't look at the overall picture. You don't understand the feud. So why are you watching it then? Why are you
In
watching it?
in the famous words of your friend Jeffrey, he would always say, fans are fickle. Fickle, fickle, fickle is what he used to say. And I think that term is perfect for this situation.
I mean, you all are ridiculous.
They are.
You all are ridiculous. I had no it. Listen, was it cringeworthy? Absolutely. Was it macabre? Yes, it was. But it fit, like Sarah brilliantly said. It fit the narrative.
Yep.
I
It
mean,
was
you
so
all.
gross. I remember I kept saying, "This is so gross. Oh my god, that's
I
disgusting."
know, I know. And, I didn't know he was going to do it. I really didn't know he was going
No,
to do
I
it.
of course
And
not.
of
Oh.
course, I was. Who would have thought that he was going to do something like that?
But I
Who
also
would have?
remember in many weeks, as soon as they announced they were doing a Texas death match, as soon as they announced that stipulation, you said in every single broadcast, every time it was brought up, you said, if you do not like blood, you do not like, super ultra violence, do not watch this match. It is
Exactly.
not going to be your cup of tea.
I use a disclaimer for this match, ladies and gentlemen. And
Yep.
like Sarah brilliantly said, I said it 4 weeks in a row. I said it 4 weeks in a row. Every time I did a Raw watch along, every time I did a Dynamite, every time I did a SmackDown, every time I did a Collision.
Anytime it was brought up, that's what you would say.
Every time somebody brought it up in the chat, in conversation, in passing, and everything else, I put a disclaimer on the match. And I said to you, if you do not like violence, if you do not like blood and guts, this is not for you. Turn the set off, wait until the match is over, and watch the next one come out the curtain.
Yeah, and for all the people out there saying Dynamite sucks, oh my god, this is awful, then don't watch it. And
Right.
don't watch it. If you are that dissatisfied, then change the channel.
Yeah, some of you out there say we'll never watch the AEW again. Fine. That's fine.
Bye.
That's fine. If you guys don't like what AEW is doing, you don't like the storyline, you don't like what's going, don't watch it.
Like I said, sounds like a you problem.
I mean, don't watch it. Look, guys, listen. No one is putting a gun to your head and saying you gotta watch this. You don't have to watch it. You're an American citizen. You have the right to watch whatever you want to watch on TV. No one's gonna tell you what to watch. You don't like what you're watching on television, then don't watch it.
Exactly. It's really simple,
I mean, if I was not an AEW fan, I wouldn't watch it. Why would I watch it?
right?
I
Now,
would be
don't get me
phony.
wrong. Don't get me wrong. Do I like absolutely every single little thing that they do? Of course not.
No.
Of course not. The same thing can be said for WWE. Do I
Well,
like every single thing they do? Absolutely
no.
not.
No. And I'll tell you this much, they're not perfect. Both companies are not
No,
perfect.
neither one is. They, like I've said before, and I'll say it again, they both have good points and bad points.
Right.
Both of them. They both are doing good things and they're both doing things that are not so good that they need
And
to really work
right.
on.
And like I said, here's the thing. You have to improve on communications with your wrestlers. You have to improve on the ticket sales. You have to improve on the morale backstage. You have to improve on how you be a boss. And Tony Khan needs to learn that. He needs to sit down and look himself in the mirror. Stop being a fan of these wrestlers. Control your organization because your organization is in shambles.
Well, you can be a fan of these wrestlers, but it doesn't mean you need to run around at their beck and call trying to be their BFF. There's a big difference between being friendly with your staff and then just whatever Tony Khan has been doing. Okay, you
I
can
mean,
like them, you can be a fan of them, but it's like, come on, man, you gotta rein it in a little bit.
and I agree with the entire assessment. Because you can't be a fan of these people.
Yeah.
You gotta control that locker room, Tony Khan. You can't have the horse come out of the barn
Yeah.
because you won't survive.
Yep.
You gotta do better in 2024, Tony Khan. You gotta do better. You gotta turn
Hoping
this
to get a
around.
plan, and he's getting a plan in place to get
Yeah, you
you know,
gotta turn this
teams of
around.
people to help him take some of that weight off his shoulders, because part of me has to wonder if part of this, a portion of what the issues are is that he's spreading himself too thin. I mean, AEW isn't the only thing. He's got the Jacksonville Jaguars, he's got other businesses, I'm sure, that he is involved in. So, if you get people, a team, teams of people in place that can help take that weight off your shoulders. They can help lighten the load for you.
Well, you have to do better, Tony Khan.
Yeah.
You can't be a fan of these people. You can't do that. You can't be a boss and you can't be a fan of these people. You can't. Your business is going to suffer greatly, and it's suffering right now. Everybody and their mom is poking at you with a pitchfork. The fans, the wrestlers, the backstage. You can't keep doing this to yourself. And stop clapping back at people on Twitter.
I was just going to say that. I'm like, he needs either a marketing team or a social media marketing team where they do, responses to, I'm not saying responses to every single little thing that gets posted about AEW or Twitter or Tony Khan, but so, a group of people that can handle that. That is their sole purpose in the company, is to handle those types of situations, those types of scenarios. So I think that would help tremendously,
I agree.
because he just
I
makes him
agree.
he's making himself, like, all these times that he's just running off at the mouth at people. He makes himself look like a doofus.
He does. And it looks unprofessional.
Absolutely, it does, for sure.
It makes you look unprofessional. Let me just say something here. Let me just say something. Say what you want about WWE. Say what you want about them. But they have their own PR team.
Yep.
They have their own PR team, ladies and gentlemen. And when people are clapping back at WWE, you don't see Triple H going on there. You know who's on there? Their PR person.
Yep.
Their PR person is on there reading every stitch of comment that everybody has made up towards them. Good, bad, or indifferent.
Yep.
And they handle that. Now, most of, like Sarah said, there's a lot of things that they don't respond to. But if it's serious enough for them to respond to it, yes, that PR team comes in there and they step in and they handle it.
Yep. You better believe it.
So if you don't have a PR team, Tony Khan, then you're in trouble. So I'm just saying, a lot of improvements need to happen in 2024 for Tony Khan. A lot of improvements. There's a lot of gray area there that he needs to really, 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 really sit back and look back at everything that has happened here. Because this viral video thing with the empty arena and everything else, and everybody's jumping on the bandwagon and doing it, and then you all want to sue Tony Khan because he's ticket sales are too pricey for you. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, it's just this is getting out of control now.
Yep.
Wrestlers complaining, this one complaining, that complaining. This morale is low in the locker room. Nobody wants to work anymore. It's becoming too hard. It's becoming too difficult to come in every day. I mean, that should not be like that. That should not be like that. When you come into a place of work and you come into a place of business and you're going to work every day, it should be enjoyable to you at least. And you should like it somewhat. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that, ladies and gentlemen, was the state of the AEW address. Now, here comes story number two. RingsideNews.com, while speaking to New York Post, AEW's president Tony Khan revealed that he asked Sting in October if he would wrestle at All In and retire there. However, Sting ended up rejecting Tony Khan's offer. He told me as we approached the ticket sales that he did not believe he could not make another year in wrestling and has the best chance for a happy and healthy retirement, Khan said. He continued, he says that during a great time right now, he wants to keep it the way it is. He plans to keep beating up people and keep himself healthy. So Sting decided, ladies and gentlemen, Sting decided that he was not going to retire at all in as Tony Khan wanted him to in London. He wanted to retire at Revolution. And I don't blame Sting. I don't blame Sting.
It's
Why
his
why
choice.
what was that, Sarah?
I said that's his choice when he wants to retire and
Right,
where and all, you know.
right.
I don't see a problem with it.
I don't have any problem with it either. But
No.
Tony Khan gave him the idea. Why don't you retire at all? Sting says no.
No. That's
And I
fine.
like and I like Sting. I like the way he handled that.
Yeah.
I like that. It's my moment, my time, my retirement, not yours. Love it.
Yeah.
And again, I have no issues with it. I have no issues with him retiring at Revolution.
I do only because I'm not, I'm selfish
Yeah,
and I don't want him
I
to
know, I
retire, but
know, I
but
know.
I mean that's his decision.
Right.
It's up to him.
Yeah, so anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if Sting is retiring on March the 3rd, and Revolution will be in Greensboro, North Carolina, and again, like I said, if you want to go to the show, you know, go to the show. Go.
Yeah.
Go to the show.
If you
If
can, go.
if you can make it to Greensboro,
Yeah.
go. Go for it.
Yeah. If you
Because
live in
I'm
the area, if you can afford to go, go.
go to the Coliseum. Go to the Greensboro Coliseum, the historic
Yeah.
Greensboro Coliseum, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll tell you this, boss, ladies and gentlemen, like I said with Sarah and Hula Grim last time Hula Grim was here in the wrestling experience, Sting needs to close Revolution. Sting needs to close Revolution. That should be the main event. Sting and his opponent. And they need all that time that they need in that main event to close the show. Ladies and gentlemen. So I think that Sting should close the show. We'll see if that happens.
I think
All
he
right.
should, just because I think he's earned it.
Right. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this next story. Andrade El Idolo is preparing his AEW exit and possibly a return to WWE. He's reportedly going back to CMLL soon because his AEW deal is coming up, and he knows that he knows that if he returns to the WWE, he won't be able to work for CMLL again. So he wants to do it while he still can. Um, yeah, the WWE doesn't allow their wrestlers to work for CMLL.
They don't allow their wrestlers to work for anybody other than WWE.
Right,
And
exactly.
everybody who is a wrestling fan should know that. They don't.
No, they don't.
So it's not like he could go and moonlight doing, it's not like if they did sign Will Ospreay, that Will Ospreay could go and, moonlight and do a match for New Japan or Impact / TNA. No, they don't allow that.
No. So, the question is, do you want Andrade back in the WWE? I mean, I don't know. Would he be welcome back into the WWE?
So wait, this story said because they said he's going back to WWE because his contract is coming
Well,
up.
yeah. So I mean, according to the report, Andrade is preparing for an AEW exit and possibly a return to WWE because they said it's reported that he wants to go back to CMLL soon because his deal with AEW is almost up. And he knows that if he returns to the WWE, he won't be able to work for CMLL again. So he wants to do it while he still can.
So like he'll leave AEW, go to this CMLL thing, and then go to WWE.
That's probably what they're saying here. Unless Tony Khan gives him a lucrative offer to stay.
Yeah. I'm like, Tony Khan has no problem with his wrestlers going to do stuff with other promotions. So I don't see why he wouldn't just stay with AEW, make the money, and then do whatever he wants to do with CMLL.
Right.
That seems like a smart choice to me.
That seems like the logical choice here. And speaking of WWE, that goes on to our next story. Ladies and gentlemen, according to Endeavor CEO, they want the WWE to reduce their live events. They says that it is not lucrative for the WWE to make money to do live events, and it would reduce the injuries of their wrestlers.
I heard about this. They want to reduce their house shows.
They want to reduce the house shows, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't see a problem with it.
I have no problems with this whatsoever. I think that this is great Endeavor. This is why I'm glad that WWE did this merger with Endeavor, because WWE does things a little recklessly sometimes. And now they're being held feet to the fire when it comes to Endeavor because these people do not mess around. They do not mess around, and they don't miss a beat with anything. If they see something being abused or wasted, or when they will come in and put their foot down, and they will say, no, we're not doing this anymore. This is bleeding us dry. We got to cut this. And I agree with this wholeheartedly. I think that less, ever heard of the saying, guys, less is more? And I agree with this. I agree with this. And I agree with the CEO of Endeavor. I think it is correct that they reduce the house shows. It's too much.
Can you imagine how much happier your staff and talent are going to be when they're not having to travel 300 days out of the year?
Yes, because I'm glad you brought that up, Sam. I'm going to piggyback off of what you just said. The WWE, ladies and gentlemen, travels 365 days out of the year, including holidays and vacation time. There are wrestlers, ladies and gentlemen, which I won't name, that want vacation time, but they can't. Because every time you get an email, every time you get a text, oh, you got to go to Lubbock, Texas.
Why don't they take some of the vacation time they get in rain?
Right.
They should take some of the vacation time they give Roman Reigns and give it to someone else.
Right, exactly. And he only and I'll tell you this much, ladies and gentlemen, Roman Reigns is probably sitting somewhere in the Caribbean on a hammock, swinging from the chandelier, knowing that he only wrestled 11 times this year. Should be ashamed of himself.
It's just
Anyway,
crazy.
anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I digress.
He's the best WWE champion in history.
Yeah, please.
No.
Every time somebody tells me that, I'm gonna pause for a second before I continue this story. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Some of you fans are so funny and ridiculous. You sit up there and you telling me that this man he is not the greatest champion of all time. What are you talking about? You can't be a wrestling fan. You gotta be on that show Candid Camera. You have to be. I'm sorry. I'm
Or
sorry.
Punk'd.
Right, or punked or whatever. You gotta be on Candid Camera. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. You can't be a wrestling fan. You just can't. You can't sit there and tell me that.
I agree.
You're gonna tell me that. I've been a fan for a very long time. Do you know the champions I grew up on as a kid? The Bob Backlunds, the Iron Sheiks, the Diesels, the Hogans, and Bret Hart, and all these people. Those
Bruno
were champions.
Sammartino.
Bruno Sammartino. Those were champions. Those are champions. But Roman Reigns is not even close to none of them.
No.
He don't hold a candle to them.
No.
So I don't want you to sit there and tell me, oh, no, he's not. You people are ridiculous. Your argument doesn't hold any water to me. I'm sorry. I grew up on wrestling. I grew up as a fan as a kid. I know who my great champions are. And I hold them precious to my heart and I hold them dearly because I watched them in wrestling. I watched them. I grew up with them. You think Bruno Sammartino is going to go to Vince McMahon's father and tell him, oh, I won't wrestle for 7 months. I'll be back later. Hell no,
I
no.
only can wrestle once a month.
Right. Are you serious? Or I'll give you another example. Or Hulk Hogan as a champion. Oh, he's gonna tell Vince, "Oh, I'll be back. Oh, I'll be back after the next 5 WrestleManias. I'll be back then." I don't think so. I don't.
Seeing you guys. I'll see you in 3 months.
Right. I'll see you at the next WrestleMania 5 months from now. Are you serious? Come on, people.
Ridiculous.
Come on. Don't be ridiculous. Come on. Don't be ridiculous. Don't do that to yourself. Don't, because you look ridiculous. Don't do that. Don't do that. You look ridiculous and you sound ridiculous.
That's where I just have to roll my eyes and shake my head and laugh. Because
that's all you can do, Sarah. That's the only emotion, Sarah, that you can display to people. That is the only emotion you can display to people. Because you never heard of anything so ridiculous. And you have every right to feel that way. Because that's the way I feel sometimes.
It's like, oh my God.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, going back to that story about the live events, I applaud the decision from Endeavor. I think that should happen next year. I think they're going to reduce it. I think that's a great idea by them. And I think it's great because in this way they'll give the talent time to take off. They could be with their family for the holidays. The WWE can regroup after that and continue on the road after the holidays. And continue to thrill the audience. I don't have a problem with this. I have no issues with this whatsoever. And Endeavor says that next year, more pay-per-views will be coming to international markets. Fine by me. I don't mind that either. Now, ladies and gentlemen, one market that they're talking about is Puerto Rico. They're thinking about an outdoor stadium for Puerto Rico and a live event. Again, I have no issues with that whatsoever. Do some people do? Yeah. Why don't they do more events in the United States? The international market makes WWE more money than you could even shake a stick at. And if you don't think Endeavor, Triple H, and Vince McMahon are not going to like that money, oh, you got another thing coming. So don't look for the WWE to come here to the United States that often and give you a pay-per-view event. Most of the pay-per-views will be held internationally.
Yep.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue with some more stories. Justin Barrasso of Sports Illustrated says that Vince McMahon has no plans to leave WWE and still holds considerable power in the company. Well, I knew that. I knew that already.
Yeah.
He's not head of creative anymore, but he's still got a lot to say. And what goes and what stays and how you hop and everything else. Yes, Vince McMahon is still around, and I already knew that from a long time ago. That man is not going anywhere.
No.
He's not going anywhere.
He may not have as heavy of a hand in creative, but he
never was, but still.
He's still there. Duh.
He's still there. He still has power, and he still tells everyone what to do. And nobody's going to tell Vince McMahon he can't come backstage. Oh, you better not say that. Oh, no. Oh, no. When he shows up, ladies and gentlemen, you're not telling him to leave. Oh, no. That's not what you're going to do. Oh, no. No. If he says he's going to stay, he's going to stay. Yep. So I already knew that. I already knew that even though he's not part of creative, he's still part of the WWE fabric. And he will always be part of the WWE fabric. And that is something you fans are going to have to get used to. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the last story. Jack Perry, known far and wide as Jungle Boy, is making some trademark moves that have fans buzzing with anticipation. Yesterday, Perry took a leap and officially filed for the trademark protection of his beloved name, Jungle Boy.
The name that he refuses to use anymore.
Yeah, but that's not all. This trademark covers a wide range of merchandise, hats, shirts, bandanas, sweatshirts, hoodies, and so forth. Clear that Jungle Boy is gearing up to leave his mark not just in the ring, but also in the fashion world and of entertainment. And about his return to the square circle, Perry has been conspicuously absent from AEW scene since August, following the backstage altercation with Punk at AEW's All In. The wrestling world has eagerly awaiting for his comeback. So it looks like Punk.
I'm sorry, but I don't know a single person that is a wrestling fan that is eagerly awaiting Jungle Boy to come back. Give me a freaking break. Eagerly awaiting. Are you guys freaking high or something? Come on.
I know. I, ladies and gentlemen, I just love my co. I just love my co.
It's like, my God.
She just keeps it real. She keeps it real, ladies and gentlemen. And listen, I'm just the messenger. I'm just the messenger here.
I know. I'm not mad at you, but it's just like, oh my God, the people that write these dirt articles. It's like, oh my God, you guys sound like morons.
I mean, it's just
the wording they choose.
I mean, it's just like, it's like they're eagerly awaiting his comeback, and
they make it sound like we're sitting around waiting with bated breath for,
right,
to hear that goofy song again. It's like, really? Right. No, we're not.
And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, we keep Sarah, ladies and gentlemen, because she keeps it real, and I love it. Okay,
I try. I try
oh
to,
no 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 no
being
no
a
no 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 no
jerk.
no. No, 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 no. You don't try, sir. You succeed. Anyway, anyway, ladies and
Earl.
gentlemen. Anyway, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
say what other people are just thinking.
And that's why people respect you because you have your analytical mind and your quick wit and everything else that goes in with it, ladies and gentlemen. Between the mashed potatoes, the gravy, and the pork chop, I don't know which is more good, ladies. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen.
The
Anyway,
turkey, the stuffing, the mashed potatoes,
right,
the
right,
gravy,
exactly
the
everything,
potato,
ladies. So cornbread,
all
stuffing,
good.
and the whole 9 yards, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the whole kit and caboodle. Just bring it all out. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why she's a Hall of Famer, ladies and gentlemen.
I want to take a second really quick and acknowledge because I've kind of been watching, but I've kind of been ignoring it. We got some people in the chat. So if
Okay,
anybody is
go
still
ahead.
there in
Go
the
ahead,
chat,
Sari.
I apologize for not acknowledging you sooner. I know Wesley is here, and we're very excited to be with you, have you on the Queens of the Ring on Tuesday night, Wesley. So very excited for that. We have Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. How's it going, sir? Fred Bucks. How's it going? We're really glad you guys are here with us tonight to talk, chat and talk with us about these wrestling topics. This is good.
Yeah, this is really good, and thank you all for your patience and your kindness. Daniel Berry, the Sports, Wesley, Fred Bucks, thank you all so much for tuning in. Please hit that like button and subscribe to all of our channels. We greatly appreciate it.
That's what Fred Bucks said. He goes, hit that like button.
Yes, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button.
Hit
Thank
that
you,
like
Fred.
button.
Hit that like button. Thank you so much, Fred Bucks. Thank you so much for your time. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I greatly appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Wrestling Experience, ladies and gentlemen, here on a Thursday night, here in the Hardcore Sports. My name is Earl Cole. That is Hall of Fame Sarah, ladies and gentlemen. And follow them on Twitch at Hardcore Sports. Follow them on Instagram, Hardcore Sports. Follow them on Twitter, Hardcore Sports Ed. And subscribe to their YouTube channel. And hit that like button. Hit that like button on my channel. Hit that like button on the Hardcore Sports Network. And we hope that you have a great Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon, and on Thursday evening here at the Wrestling Experience and the Hardcore Sports.
Deep breath in and out.
And ladies and gentlemen, the programming note, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, me and Hall of Fame Cherry will bring you Friday Night SmackDown. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring you Friday Night SmackDown and tribute to the troops. We hope that you'll tune in for that. And then me and Sarah will return Saturday night with Collision as we bring you that telecast, ladies and gentlemen. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we return to the airwaves on Monday night for Monday Night Raw. So we got all of that in the cook pot, ladies and gentlemen. And the great Denise will be back with us on Monday night as well. Ladies and
Sweet.
gentlemen. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, we're going to rewind AEW Dynamite. AEW Dynamite last night took place, ladies and gentlemen, in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, at the Bell Center, ladies and gentlemen. And oh boy, what a show it was, especially the main event. Sarah, what did you make of last night's Dynamite?
I thought it was all right. I thought it was entertaining. Once again, they're really advancing and building up the Continental Classic tournament. It's just all those matches have been so good. I wish I was really looking forward to getting some more build up for World's End. So that was one thing that disappointed me. We didn't really get a whole ton of, any more build towards it. So that's the only thing that I really didn't like about it. But I thought it was all right.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with your assessment. Last night's Dynamite was okay. There was only one segment in the match that made no sense to me. But really, that just made no sense to me. It didn't serve the purpose at all. I didn't get it. I didn't understand it, and I just didn't know what to make of it. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, That was only one blip on the radar. The main event, the match was great, but the ending was, oh boy. A lot of people were soured on the main event.
That
They
was
did
just
not.
stupid.
I mean, the main event was ridiculous. Um,
I mean, let
the
me put it to
the
you this way. I said very early on, like, no, something's going to happen. There's going to be interference. Edge is not going to win the match. They're going to save that for a much bigger venue like World's End. But that ending, it was just like, it was so stupid. It was
yeah,
so stupid.
I thought the ending was whack. I thought the ending was
Yep, there
whack.
it is. Whack.
That the ending was whack.
It was. It was just really
I
stupid.
just thought that what you know something, ladies and gentlemen, it did fit the narrative because here's the thing: if you all didn't see 3 weeks ago what Adam Copeland did to Nick Wayne in front of his mom, he gave Nick Wayne the concerto, and you knew Christian was going to twist that into his own web of deceit. He recruited Dick Wayne's mom to screw him over in the main event
It's
last
almost
night.
like she drank the same potion that made her as delusional as her son
Right. And
for following this whack job, Christian.
right, exactly. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we might as well talk about the main event. Let's
Well,
just
I
go.
suppose, yeah, we could just
Yeah,
dig into that first.
let's just talk about the main event. Yeah. Now the match is for the TNT title. Ladies and gentlemen, the match was fine. The match was all right. The only issue I had, me and Sarah had, was the ending. I thought the ending was whack.
It was
I
just
thought the end
ridiculous.
it was whack. Christian kicked the referee in the Sanjay Dutt. He kicked him in the Sanjay Dutt. Referee goes down and sees none of it. Referee goes down. He gets kicked in the Sanjay Dutt, and and the referee goes down. We have no referee at this point. No referee whatsoever.
Nope.
After Christian did his dirty thing to the referee, Nick Wayne's mom comes down, ladies and gentlemen, and she comes in the ring. Now she has the TNT title. Now she did the same thing. It is the same scenario her son did at the last pay per view that was known as what was the name of that pay per view again, Sarah?
Was
I,
it
I
World's End?
no, it wasn't World's End. Oh geez, the pay per view in Seattle, ladies and gentlemen. I'm
Yeah,
totally
World's End.
no. World's End is Saturday the
Oh,
30th
no,
of
not World's
December.
End. Oh, I know. I'm so sorry.
Uh,
Oh,
anyway,
crap. Now it's going to
um,
bother me.
yeah, so anyway, at that pay
Forbidden
per
Door.
view,
No.
no, it wasn't Forbidden
No.
Door. Um,
Dang it.
Anyway, it was Wrestle Dream. Wrestle
That's
Dream.
it. That's
Wrestle
it.
Dream.
Thank you.
Wrestle Dream. Okay, so at Wrestle Dream, ladies and gentlemen, I got it. Wrestle Dream.
Sorry. I like
That's okay. I couldn't get
myself.
it
I'm
either. I
just
couldn't get it.
doing
It was like
random names.
popping out. It was like popping out muffins. It was the wrong one to serve. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway,
Here's
ladies and gentlemen.
blueberry. Here's lemon poppy seed.
Well, exactly. Yeah. Chocolate chip, anyone? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, so what happened is that Nick Wayne went there and screwed Darby Allin over with the TNT title after he won. Now, this was the same referee. Now, Bryce Winsberg got speared in that match, but in this instance, he was kicked in the Sanjay Dutt. And he went down, ladies and gentlemen. Bryce Pittsburgh goes down. So, Wick Wayne's mom comes in there and she holds the TNT title. And what did you think she did? She whacks him in the head. She whacks Adam Copeland between the eyes, a Montreal screw job, just like Bret Hart and Earl Hebner, ladies and gentlemen, and screws him out of the title. And then Christian wins the match 1-2. Referee comes to. and the smoke is cleared, and we still have the TNT title around Christian's waist. Like I said, the match was fine, the match was okay, but the ending was not what I expected.
It's freaking stupid as hell.
So,
Like,
Sarah, what did you think of the match?
I thought the match was fine. I mean, I figured Christian was going to win. They're not going to take that title off of him when he and Adam Copeland really just have gotten started. Because any other time they've met in the ring here in AEW, Christian's always cowering away, running away from him, using shenanigans to get his way. So I figured that was going to be the same case here because they're not going to take that title off of Christian in this feud on a random Dynamite. So I thought the match was, like you say, I thought the match was fine for what it was. I thought they both did a really good job, but like I said, that ending sucked. It's
Yeah,
awful.
again, like I said before, ladies and gentlemen, the ending was whack. The ending was just whack. For me, it was whack. Now I know that there were some fans that says that this match should have been taking place. Well, I mean, look, listen, it's a main event. We've already got one match that was no contest, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But I mean, you can't have two matches in a row with no contest. I mean, they had to go forward with the match. The match had to happen. But like I said, like me and Sarah, we just was not happy with the ending. So, Sarah, on an entertainment level, what do you give this match?
Mm, the match I give a 6. The ending I give a 0.
All right, and I'm gonna go down the dial, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna go down the dial. I'm gonna give the match a 5.2. Match is a 5.2. The ending was a 0.1, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Yes. And, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that's what I have to give it. That's what I have to give it, ladies and gentlemen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this for a second. The tag team match between Samoa Joe and MJF and the mask assailants. Now, here's the thing that here's the problem. Here's a little conundrum here. The match was about to begin. Samoa Joe is in the ring, ladies and gentlemen. The lights go out, and in walks what I call the intruders, ladies and gentlemen. The intruders looked like they were going to be up the things. They were going to be up the things. When the lights went out again, the masked man comes on the video board. The lights come back on, and MJF gets wiped out. Match never happens. Samoa Joe runs to the back to protect MJF. That was pretty much it. And that was pretty much the end of the match. The match was tossed out. No contest, ladies and gentlemen. Match was tossed out. But again, like I said, and I'll say it again, this mystery intrigue with these masked men and the head of the masked men is absolutely intriguing me to no end. I want to know exactly who this is. Now, I think me and Sarah talked about this last night, and I agree with Sarah's assessment. I think it's Adam Cole. I think it's Adam Cole. That's the head of this whole thing. I think it's him. I think we're gonna get that big reveal. He is not hurt with his ankle. It is all a ruse, ladies and gentlemen. It is a elaborate ruse to make MJF into small low, to lull him into comfort, knowing that I am your best friend. I'm here. I'm injured now, but I'll be back better than ever. I think it's Adam Cole. I don't know. Something tells me. When that mask comes off, ladies and gentlemen, when the mask finally comes off and it be revealed who the person is and who the intruders are. Now I don't know who the intruders are. Now I don't know. Now some people are like say, oh well, maybe it's Andrade, maybe it's this person. Maybe, I don't know about that. How I don't think
Make a
Andrade is
bit
one
of
of.
sense. Just
No,
like how it doesn't make any sense that people on social media are saying, "Oh, it's CM Punk." Like, really? Again, I say again, like I said last night. Are you guys high? Like, like, come on. So Tony Khan was faking firing CM Punk just to have him be the man in the devil mask. Oh my god.
oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, you know, you've ever heard of that saying, like, you ever heard that saying, ladies and gentlemen, the subliminal and the sublime?
Yes.
You guys are ridiculous. You guys are a joke.
It's
I'm
just
telling you, you guys are funny. You all
stupid.
need to go on Broadway somewhere and have a comedy act because I'll tell you this much, you'll be a hit. You would be a dang hit with some of your thinking. I swear, you all are funny.
Oh my god, that's got to be some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Somebody was like, somebody. I did see that. Somebody was like, "Oh, it's CM Punk." How could it be CM Punk when he was fired? So let me just
I mean, really?
let me just see if I can get this straight. Let me see if I get this straight. Okay, CM Punk comes back at the Survivor Series. He comes back at the Survivor Series, comes out to the end of the Survivor Series, shocks the world, and returns to WWE. Then, plus 20, like 72 hours later, he comes back to Dynamite in Montreal, puts the mask on, and he's behind the video wall. Does that make sense? And he's supposed to be in Providence for SmackDown tomorrow night. Does that make sense? Listen to your think. Listen to the think process. Listen to this process. Let me just think this process through. He was on Dynamite in a he was on Dynamite in a mask. Okay, he's behind the video wall. He's behind the whole thing. But then he's supposed to be in Providence tomorrow night for SmackDown and the tribute to the troops. Okay, folks. All right. All right. Thank you so much for playing the game, ladies and gentlemen, and have a great day. You fans are
The other bunch of idiots that are saying it's Britt Baker.
Oh yeah,
Really?
that was no.
Oh my god.
No, some people were saying it was. I know that there was one guy on Twitter. He said it was Ty Conti. I was like, no, it's not Ty
I've heard
Conti.
people say it's freaking Jungle Boy. I'm like, no.
Well, now that could be a possibility. Now that could be a possibility. That's another possibility. It could be, but that's a but at least it's not far fetching. At least it's not far fetching from that. That could be a possibility. Some people might. Somebody said it might be Mustafa Ali coming to AEW. So I don't know. I know. Ladies and gentlemen. Summer is being entertained, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, ladies.
Oh my god.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway,
Stupid.
I'm sorry, but that's what some people are saying. I'm just a messenger, ladies and gentlemen. I just deliver.
Good Lord.
I deliver what people tell me, ladies and gentlemen. I was like, nobody.
Stupidity knows no bounds.
Well, you know, like a famous judge would say, beauty fades and dumbness lasts forever. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway.
And I know exactly who said that too.
Yeah. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I digress.
Every time I would hear that, it would always make me laugh. It's
Right,
like, well,
exactly.
they're not wrong.
Yeah. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we don't know who's behind the mask. We don't know, but it really points to Cole at this point. It really points to Adam.
Absolutely, it does. It's the
It
only one
really
that really
points to him,
makes
and we can.
logical sense.
Yeah, and I cannot wait till this person is revealed. I cannot wait till this person, and I don't know who the other masked men are. I have no idea.
Oh, I heard some theory that they're saying like if it's Adam Cole that Kyle O'Reilly is coming back or something, and he could be part of the group. And um,
Well, you never know. He did have neck fusion surgery,
yeah,
so
so that's what
I
they were.
don't.
That's what I'd heard that it's Adam
He's not
Cole and
returning
Kyle
anytime
O'Reilly's coming
soon. I
back,
don't
and
know. I don't know. I'm not sure who it is, ladies and gentlemen. We're not sure who these masked men are, and we don't know who's behind the head of the table. No pun intended. Um, but we'll see. We will see what happens. John Moxley took on Roosh.
I thought they did a good job.
Match was great. Match was fine. I had no issues with it whatsoever. Moxley goes over in the match. Roosh complains that he never passed out.
Yeah,
Um, does he have a legitimate gripe? I don't know. He did. He was fading, but Roosh said he never passed out. He complained to the referee, but as you all know, ladies and gentlemen, in wrestling, once the bell rings, ladies and gentlemen, the referee's decision is final. And that's it. And you gotta go by that. So, Sarah, what
well,
did you make of the match?
Roosh better win next week, otherwise he is mathematically eliminated.
Yeah. Sarah, what did you think of the match?
I thought the match was good. I mean, I thought they both did a good job. It was kind of weird though to he didn't do a ton of offense at first, so that was kind of weird. For the longest time, there was no offense from him. It was very strange,
Right.
and very not like John Moxley, the John
Right.
Moxley that we know. Um, so, but I thought they both did a good job.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with the
I enjoyed it.
assessment. Yeah. I had no issues with it whatsoever. Great chemistry, great nuance in the match. But like Sarah said, and I agree with her assessment, there was no tandem offense from John Moxley. It was not his typical match. He seems like he was off. Like
Yeah.
something was off with him, and it's very unusual to see Moxley off his game like that. Because usually he'll come in the ring and he'll beat the snot out of you and ask questions later. That's the way Moxley is. Moxley's a whirling dervish. You don't know what you're getting in a John Moxley match, and you don't know how to prepare for it either.
Yeah. Yeah. You
So,
never know what you're gonna get with him. It's kind of he's a wild card.
right. So on an entertainment level, so what do you give the match?
Um, I'd give it like a 7.5. I thought it was a good match. I liked it. It wasn't perfect or a 5-star match, but it was entertaining enough.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with your assessment. I'm going to give it a 5 as well. I liked it. I mean, it was all right for what it was. If it was more tandem offense from Moxley, I probably would have bumped up the entertainment level.
Yeah.
But because he had an off night, I'm going to leave it alone and give it a 5 at that because it was good for what it was. It served a purpose. This Continental Classic, I like some of these matches. And I like the fact that Tony Khan respects the bracket.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I
And
like
he's
that.
enforcing that other people cannot be down at ringside, so we don't have a bunch of shenanigans.
Right, exactly. And these matches are winning clean. And I like that.
Yes.
I like
Yes.
that. I like that. It's refreshing. It's something new, and it's keeping you hopping in this tournament.
Well, I think it's important to do that because when you say, people are not allowed at ringside, undoubtedly you and I both know people always end up at ringside. Just look at that match with Jey Uso and Roman Reigns. Nobody was
Right.
supposed to be allowed at ringside, yet all of a sudden, poof, Solo Sikoa shows up magically. Um,
Right.
So the fact that Tony Khan is enforcing this and saying, "Hey, this is a part of it," it's adding more legitimacy to this. Like they're taking it very seriously.
Yeah, and another thing too is I'm glad Sarah brought that up because I'm going to piggyback off what she said. Anybody who interferes in this match will be terminated by AEW, ladies and gentlemen. You can't come down and interfere in the match. You just can't. It is stipulated in everyone's contract, ladies and gentlemen. You interfere in the match on behalf of either one of the wrestlers, you're done. Your AEW career is over.
Yep.
Um, so it can't interfere in the match. But like I said, the match was good for what it was. Moxley is now, I believe he has 9 points, and but like Sarah said, Roosh is in trouble. He needs to win the next match, otherwise he's gone. He's eliminated, ladies and gentlemen.
He can still
Uh,
participate in the rest of the tournament, but there's no way for him to come back from it.
right. Um, let's talk about this. Mark Briscoe took on Swerve Strickland. The match was fine. The match was all right. Mark Briscoe, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, has been eliminated from the tournament. He was at 0. And a lot of people on social media were like, well, why is he continuing to still be in the tournament if he's eliminated? Well, I mean, ask Tony Khan.
He
That's
can still
not my.
participate. It's not that he's eliminated fully, but it's he's mathematically eliminated. There's no way for him to come back because there's only 2 matches left for each of these
Right,
people now, or at least for
right,
Mark Briscoe anyway. So there's only 2 matches left for him. So that means if he wins both those, he's only going to get 6 points. He's
right,
automatic. He's already not going to win. John Moxley's already at 9. So
right.
done.
Exactly.
But he
Thank you,
wants to
sir.
participate. Keep it going, which is fine. Let him do it.
Right. And you guys have to understand something here. He, he wants to be in the tournament. He wants to be part of AEW, and he's in the match. There's nothing wrong. I don't have an issue with it. I don't have a see. This is the problem tonight with some of you fans. You have issues with everything. Everything. If it's not explained to you, if it's not done right to you, if it's not done correct, you guys just jump all over it. You can't seem to fall from the trees. So I don't. I'm done trying to explain myself to you all because it's no getting through people. It really isn't.
Yep.
Um, yeah. So the match was fine. The match was okay. Briscoe has been eliminated. Um, so what did you make of the match? Hmm.
I thought the match. I thought the match was okay. Um, I mean, there was a lot of good back and forth. Um, but I mean, Swerve ended up winning it, and I think that's who should have won that match. To continue making him look strong, and because it's kind of nice with these Continental Classic matches that you're kind of putting more stock into these wrestlers that especially the ones that are winning and doing well.
Right.
So yeah, I thought it was all right.
Yeah. Again, like I said before, I say it again. The match was fine. The match was all right, and it was good for what it was. It was good for what it was. Again, like I said before, the match was. I don't have any issues with it. I'm sorry that he was eliminated from the tournament, but that's the way the ball bounces, ladies and gentlemen. That's what happens in tournaments. Strickland gets 9 points. Moxley gets 9, and they're gonna be in a collision course, ladies and gentlemen. They're in a collision course. We're gonna see who gets point number 10. Uh, so on an entertainment level. So what do you give this match?
Give it a 5.
Okay. I'm going to go down the dial and give this match a 4.2. It was good for what it was. It was good for what it
You
was.
you with your point 2 on everything.
I had to do it because of your honor, because I'm standing in front. When I work with you, I
We're
have
going
to make.
to. I love it.
Yeah, I have to keep traditions alive, ladies and gentlemen. I have to
That's
keep things.
correct.
Yeah, when you work with somebody for so long, like, I mean, they expect you to do these little nuances. So you have to keep it up, ladies and gentlemen. You have to do, just like the Sanjay did and everything, like all of that, and honker and all that kind of stuff. So all of that needs to be done, ladies and gentlemen. All that.
Yes,
Anyway,
it does.
yes, yes. Jay White took on Jay Lethal without Sanjay Dutt. And ladies and gentlemen, and the match was fine. The match was fine, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of Sanjay Dutt, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the match was fine. The match was the match was fine for what it was, ladies and gentlemen. If you will, the match was what.
It's making this whole thing is just making Jay Lethal look like such a chump. Like, come
Yeah.
on, man.
Like I said, the match was all right. The match was fine. I had no issues with it whatsoever.
Jay
Um,
Lethal's another one that got mathematically eliminated, I think, too. So he's got no chance of winning.
no. Um, so, what did you make of the match, Sarah?
I thought it was. I mean, it was fine. I mean, meh. It's kind of meh. So
Yeah. Well,
it was all right.
yeah. So, Jay White wins over Jay Lethal. Gets the point, and he moves on in the tournament. But the match, like I said, the match was fine. The match was okay. Great chemistry, great nuance in the match. They paired well together. They brought the intensity with each other. It could have swung either way, but in the end, during the smoke was clear. Jay White and was raised in victory, and he went over Jay Lethal in the match. And now, like Sarah said, he's mathematically eliminated. So if he had his posse in his corner, the outcome would have been a little different, ladies and gentlemen. As you all know, ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Jarrett, Karen Jarrett, Satnam Singh, and of course Sanjay Dutt would have been interfering in the match, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah, because then he would have won.
Right, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm not gonna go there. Anyway, so on an entertainment level, what do you give this match?
Um, I don't know. I'll give it a 4.
All right, I'm gonna go down the dial and give this a 3. The match was fine. Like I said, it was good for what it was. Move on in the tournament. Um. All right, and all right, we're up to the last. Yeah, we're up to the last match. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Storm, ladies and gentlemen, made her Hollywood debut last night, and she defended the AEW title against Sky Blue. The match was fine.
Boring.
The match was fine. The match was all right.
It was
Tony
there.
Storm, it was there. Tony Storm again retained over Sky Blue at Dynamite. The crowd wasn't really into the women's division match. There's really nothing to write about, ladies and gentlemen. It is what it is. Sarah, what did you think of the match?
Like I said, it was there. Um, I get it. Both those women are very, very beautiful, but it's like they need to I mean, when I say they, I mean AEW. They need to maybe put more focus on their wrestling and storylines than what their butts look like in their wrestling gear. It's
Mm-hmm.
like it's just that's just crazy to me. Yeah, I get it. They both show their butt cheeks in their, you know, in their shorts or their outfits that they wear, but it's like, come on, man. They're both very good, very talented, and they've earned their spot on this roster. It's like, can we maybe stop like the zoom in, the close-ups of their butts? It's
Well, it's
kind
just,
of
yeah.
obnoxious.
Yeah, well, I think Hooligan brought this up last time he was on the Wrestling Experience, and he did say this. Most of the writers in AEW now are ex WWE people,
Yeah.
and they believe in that bra and panty match kind of a thing. So
That's why I
when
said
they,
I am legit waiting for that to be next.
so yeah, they think that that was taste entertainment back then. So I guess they're trying to recapture that in AEW. Um, on an entertainment level, so what do you give the match?
Two.
Mm, 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 mm. I'm gonna go down the dial, ladies and gentlemen. 1.0, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yeah, a 1.0, ladies and gentlemen. And I like I said, it was all right for what it was. But
I
I
think they need to
just
build more on this new persona of Sky Blue. They need to build more on this new persona of Tony Storm. There needs to be some direction with these women,
right.
not just, flopping them together in random ass matches together. Like, come on, do better.
Yeah, and yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. And but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was dynamite. That was dynamite. Sarah, let me ask you something. As a whole, what letter grade do you give that last night's dynamite?
I give it a B minus. It was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't horrible, and it wasn't the most amazing thing I've seen, but it was all right.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with your assessment. I'm gonna give it a B as well. I'm gonna give it a B. The show was fine for what it was. Main event, the ending was whack. I didn't care for the main event. I didn't care for the ending. The
Yeah,
match
and that
itself was fine.
stupid ass promo with Roderick Strong. That was
Oh
just
yeah, yeah,
absolutely
that was
dumb.
that was that was completely dumb. If you all don't know what we're talking about, Logic Strong came on to say, "Watch it, sucker," and and
Aunt Esther
no, watch it,
with his
sucker.
neck brace.
Yeah, watch it, sucker. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, he comes out and he talks about the wheelchair was holding him back, and he throws the wheelchair off the ramp, off the stage. I didn't understand all of that. I'm like, why are you? What's the sense in this? Why are you wasting a segment like this? It didn't make any sense. I didn't get it. I don't understand it.
Well, like I said, you could have given that, what, 30 or 45 seconds to a match. One of the Continental Classic matches. You could have given more time to the women's match or something, but it was stupid as hell.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Um,
It was. I mean, the segment was whack. I'm sorry, the segment was whack. I didn't understand it, and if I don't understand something, I find it whack. I'm sorry.
well, I mean,
Uh,
and the whole Roderick Strong yelling "Adam," that was funny at first, but now when he's doing it to everybody, he he looks like an idiot.
yeah, and he's yelling at
It's
Renee.
it's
Renee.
run its course. Yeah, it's run its course. It's like, come on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I mean, in the beginning it was funny, but like Sarah said, it's starting to wear thin on
Yeah,
certain
very much
people.
so.
So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was dynamite. That was ladies and gentlemen. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will put a bow on the wrestling experience. But ladies and gentlemen, before we go, I just want to let you know that next Thursday, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special starting time of 8:05 because, ladies and gentlemen, Orange Cassidy's bestie, Mitch Kofsky, is coming on the Wrestling Experience, ladies and gentlemen. He's gonna strut his stuff, if you will, ladies and gentlemen, and he's gonna come on this. He's gonna come on this mothership, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna bring that Earth on board next week, ladies and gentlemen. So don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, Mitch Kofsky, Orange Cassidy's bestie, will be here next Thursday night.
That should be fun show.
Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's always fun when Mitch is around, ladies and gentlemen. It's always a good time when Mr. Mitch is around,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna have fun with him next week. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna be back in cyberspace just 24 hours from now, ladies and gentlemen. Me and Hall of Fame Jerry will bring you Friday Night SmackDown, and we're gonna bring you tribute to the groups. So we hope that you'll tune in for that little ditty. And then me and Sarah, we're going to come back to Montreal Saturday night, and we're going to give you Collision. And that will happen, ladies and gentlemen, on Saturday night at 7:50 Eastern Daylight Standard Time. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do it all over again with the Raw Watch Along, the hottest show on the network. And then, ladies and gentlemen, Tuesday night, we're going to present you the Queen of the Ring with Wesley as their guest, ladies and gentlemen, if you will. And I'm quite sure, ladies and gentlemen, somewhere lurking in that chat will be Naughty Blazed Radio.
I sure hope so.
So that is all happening in the cookbook. That's all happening at the Hardcore Sports. Again, Sarah, thank you so much for your time and effort. I will see you on Saturday night for
Sounds
Collision.
like a plan.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you again in cyberspace just 24 hours out for me and Hall of Fame Cherry proudly present to you Friday Night SmackDown. Tune into the chat, tune into the tree, tune into the show. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening. I'm Earl Cole. That is Hall of Fame Sarah. And we will see you tomorrow night.
Now with the hottest show in the universe, the Wrestling Experience, with your host, Earl Cole.
Acknowledge me.
Coming at you with all the dope shit, freshest WWE content, and also the AEW. You are now watching The Experience, the Wrestling Experience. Now with your host, Earl Cole.